Being a solo parent is no easy task. Add to that the fast rising cost of housing, and sometimes I'm sure it really can feel a little bit too much. Today though, we've traveled to the Bay Area to meet one young mother who with a lot of ingenuity has come up with a great solution and built a beautiful home for her and her daughter. Hi Shalina.
Hi.
Lovely to meet you.
You too.
What a beautiful home you've built here.
Thank you.
Now you actually live here together with your daughter, don't you?
Yes.
And how old is she?
She's 15.
15. So what's it like living in a tiny house with a teenage daughter?
It's great. We have no issues and we really love it.
And how did you actually get inspired to build a tiny house?
I suppose it was a mix of things, seeing it online and TV shows and things like that. Before deciding to go tiny, I actually was living in the Bay Area with my daughter. It's a lot more expensive in the Bay Area and the rents just kept going up and up. And I also really always had a dream to build my own house. And so when I came across the tiny house movement, it just kind of clicked and it made sense for me. The opportunity came up for my daughter and I actually to move to my dad's property in Sacramento, and he's got a 1 acre property, and so we were able to actually do the build there, and that way I actually was able to use my dad's tools. He's a contractor, so it was really convenient to be able to use some of his tools. It took 2 years to do the full build, and by the time the 2 years was up, it was actually really exciting to move in. It's a lot nicer and there's a lot more light, and it just feels a bit more luxurious than what we were living in before.
And the home looks like a really great size. How big is it?
It is built on an 8.5 foot by 32 foot trailer, and the square footage is about 350.
And can you talk to me about the design of the home and some of the materials that you've used in its construction?
I mean, I kept the outside pretty basic. I did want like the two tones. I used 2 different types of siding. I did get my siding from a discount place where it's maybe not perfect. I did a lot of recycling actually, and discount materials on this build. It actually kept the cost down a lot. The windows and everything were all things that I found at Restore, and so I saved a lot of money there too.
And can you talk to me about this parking spot that you found for the home?
We were looking for a nice town near where we were already living that has a really good high school. Actually, some friends of ours live in this park, and they had said really good things about it, and this spot here specifically became available, and it was actually the perfect spot. A lot of the other ones would be hard to pull into. So yeah, we were able to park here, and we've added the fence and the deck since we've been here, and a shed actually out back as well.
Well, the home is beautiful from the exterior.
Thank you.
And I would love to see what you've done on the inside.
Sure.
Can we check it out?
Yeah, come on.
All right. This is absolutely lovely. I really like how in this design you're actually walking immediately into your kitchen space.
I chose this layout because I wanted to actually have more space in the living room. A lot of people will put their door on the side of their house or something like that. And so I figured this is kind of a perfect spot for a door. Also, I do have a back door as well. It creates actually a really nice flow through the house. Just to have this door open and that door open, you can walk right through.
And the design of this kitchen is really lovely as well. Can you talk to me about how you've laid everything out in here?
Sure. I wanted to have basically everything that would be in a normal kitchen. So I've got a 20-inch stove and oven here, and then I've also got an 18-inch dishwasher, which is actually a perfect size for my daughter and I. I do have an almost full-size refrigerator over here as well. It's just a little shorter than an average refrigerator, but it's pretty big. And then I've built a lot of storage space into this kitchen. I've got these drop-down cabinets up here, and also I have some roll-out storage here, which I could show you.
Oh wow, that is a lot of storage.
Yeah. So this one, and then I also have storage here for things like TV trays and things like that. So
that is super impressive, because you really can never have too much storage in a tiny house, can
Correct.
you? And I love how you've used all of these cavities, because normally the space under the loft is just completely wasted,
Right.
but you've really used every little inch in here, haven't you?
Yes. as much as possible.
Now, I love how many really beautiful little decorative elements that you've built into this home as well. Like what you've done here with the feature window and even things like this little inset over here.
Yeah. The octagon window was another one of those finds. It's like when you find things, it kind of helps you make the design. I wanted something big and maybe circular here anyways, and so that's how this happened. And then the porthole window was actually a find at a garage sale, and it was in very bad shape. I redid the wood and also buffed out all the metal, and it really turned out nice.
Absolutely. Little touches like that can make all the difference.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, can I check out the living space and see what you've done there?
Yeah, of course.
I love how coming into this living space, it's just immediately opened up the whole home, hasn't it?
Yeah, it feels really big in here with the high ceilings.
Definitely does. And again, storage everywhere.
Yeah, I actually have storage built into under the couches. You can lift each seat up and there's a bunch of storage under there. And then over here, I have the storage built in along the floor, and that was actually a way for me to camouflage the wheel well. A lot of times that's an issue in building a tiny house, is like, what do you do where there's the wheel well? Because it takes up space. One of my wheel wells is actually under the couch, and then the other one is built in to these storage spaces down here. It just kind of looks like one big long step, and it actually leads into the bedrooms as well.
Very clever design. I love how you've kind of fit the office into the corner there as well.
Yeah, I actually work from home 4 days a week, and so it helps to have somewhere where I can set up and work from.
It's quite nice as well how you've built it in with sort of multifunctionality in this office space as well, because it's quite important to have that ability to both sit and stand at a desk, isn't it?
It is. That's something that I really wanted. I've had standing desks before at my jobs, and I really, really enjoyed the option to be able to either sit or stand.
Yeah. Very nice. Mm-hmm. You can just see how much love has gone into all of the design in here.
Yeah, I'm actually a collector. I really like to go out to thrift stores and estate sales and flea markets and things like that and look for unique items. And one of the things that my daughter and I collect is it's called Curiosities, and we've got our cabinet of curiosities in here as well. It was one thing I didn't want to leave out. I also have my rock collection built in as well. It's here. I really wanted to keep my rock collection, but I of course didn't want to have it out somewhere, so I made sure it was something that could be pushed away and put back.
It's such an unusual hobby for a tiny house person to be a collector, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And it actually really enhances the space, doesn't it?
For me, actually, it makes it feel like home. As much as I have learned about downsizing and minimalism, I've also found that finding the things that you really, really love and surrounding yourself with it can really make a space feel like your home.
I could not agree more. And is that your bathroom through there?
Yes, it is.
Can we check that one out?
Sure.
Like all of the other areas of this house, it's quite strange because the home really doesn't look that big from the exterior, but all of the rooms in here seem to be a really good size, and the bathroom is no exception.
Yeah, actually I was able to fit a lot into this bathroom. I've got a full-size tub. It's actually bigger than a full-size tub. It's a soaking tub. Also the laundry room as well, so which is behind the door. Right,
so you've got a full washer dryer there.
I do. It's a little bit smaller than a full. They're actually apartment size washer dryer. We don't really need a full size dryer because we tend to dry our clothes outside.
Flushing toilet, that's another tiny house luxury right there.
It is very much a luxury.
And again, it looks like you've got a lot of storage in this room.
Yes, actually a lot of the storage here that's in this bathroom is built into the staircase that's actually next door and leads up to my bedroom, which is actually above the bathroom.
Right. Can we check that out?
Sure.
And the design of this is just really unique and it works so well. I love how the stairs are just packed full of storage and then it transitions into your wardrobe here in the corner.
Yeah, I wanted to have my closet in a space where I could stand to get into it. I actually built the drawers into the stairs that help get you up into the bed. That way it was like double tasking. And then I also always, for some reason, wanted a glass door on my on my closet. So I added this in as well.
It does give you that extra bit of motivation to keep it tidy.
Yes, it does actually. It's true.
And then I really like the way that you've set up the bed up here too. I think having this standing space next to it, it sort of eliminates the problem of not having enough head height in a sleeping area in a tiny house, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And also it's nice to have this area for like getting dressed, and I can close my door and it feels like a private bedroom, and really it's just kind of like standing next to your bed.
And should we see what's happening over the other side in your daughter's room?
Sure.
Okay. One of the things that is just so clever about how you've done this design as well is that both of the bedrooms actually have closing doors, so you really can both have your private space in this home, can't you?
Yeah, it was kind of one of those deal breakers for me. I really wanted to make sure we had our private spaces. I really like to be able to, have my own time, and my daughter is a teenager, and so it actually works perfectly for her to be able to have her own space to go and escape and listen to her music and things like that. A lot of people think that living in a tiny house with a teenager might be a little difficult, but actually we find the space to be really comfortable. Being in close quarters is actually kind of nice because we interact a lot more. So actually living in the tiny house has been really good for our relationship. And this is Katie's room. I actually built this room a lot bigger just because she is a teenager and she's going to spend a lot more time in her bedroom. So yeah, when her friends come over and things, she can come up here and close the door and hang out and talk and things and not feel like I'm in the same room with them.
My friends are obsessed with my house. My best friend, when she first found out that I lived in a tiny house, she literally flipped out. Like, she was like, I need to immediately come to your house and see it. And she looked at all these pictures, and I actually have a few friends that are coming over in 2 days, coming over to hang out because they freaked out also that I lived in a tiny house, and they were like, that's so cool, it's so nice. So my friends love it.
She's decorated her room beautifully as well. You can see a lot of her personality shining through in here.
I actually really love that about this room, is that I feel like it's very unique, and she's got actually her own rock collection over here as well. She's been collecting since she was little, and she's got her pictures up of her friends and a lot of activities that we've done. She really likes certain TV shows and has gotten autographs and things like that, so she has that up. And then of course the pop dolls. She loves those.
Did she actually have a hand in designing this home together with you?
She did try to help. I asked her a lot of questions about what she wanted for her bedroom. She specifically asked for a vanity area, and I actually built that in behind her closet over here, which she can sit cross-legged, and she's got a mirror and everything to do her makeup and her hair and things like that.
My vanity, it's so nice. I've always wanted that for a vanity, to have a really nice place to put all my makeup, and then have cubbies and stuff, and then the lights above, a makeup set for in the movies and stuff. And I just love doing my makeup up there. It's really fun.
And so how long have you both actually been living in the home now?
We've been living here about a year and a half.
And how are you finding tiny house living?
We love it. It's actually a really comfortable amount of space for the two of us.
And what about rent to be here? How's that?
It's actually really affordable for the area. We came from the Bay Area, and so we were paying a really high amount for rent. That was part of one of my reasons for doing this, and also moving to this area is a little cheaper, but not that much. So it comes out to about $650 per month for my lot space.
What did this home actually cost you to build?
So total, I spent about $35,000.
Wow.
And actually, that's partially because of reused materials. A lot of using maybe discounted materials that aren't as nice, just so I could save money. And then also I did the labor myself, so that cuts out a huge amount of the cost.
For $35,000, this is an incredible result.
Thank you.
So waking up in this home, which you've built with your own hands, must just be such a special feeling.
It is. It is a great feeling, actually. It's a huge accomplishment, really. And that feels really good. Over the 2 years of the build, I actually feel like I've grown a lot as a person. I challenged myself a lot of things that I maybe would have been really particular about. I was able to let go by the end of the build and realize what really matters, what really doesn't. I got over a lot of fears throughout the process. I mean, even down to my fear of spiders. There was a lot of spiders on this build. Now that the project is done, I actually feel really accomplished. I feel like it was a project that I completed all the way to the end. I'm really proud of the space, and I really enjoy waking up here every day.
For me, living in a tiny house has been like a really cool experience because it's just so much different than any place that I've ever lived before. It's like so comfortable, and I just love going to bed at night, and it's just so nice and just feels so much like home, like even more than all the other places I've lived.
One of the things that I really have to congratulate you on is just the design in this home. There are so many original features. You can walk into so many tiny houses and see where those ideas have been borrowed from, but there are so many features that are in this tiny house that I've just never seen anywhere else. You've done such a good job with it. Thank you so much for sharing it with me.
Yeah.
I really am just so taken with this home. Shalina has tackled a truly monumental build project and done it with such style, flair, originality, and ingenuity. This really is a house that both her and her daughter can be very proud of.